Welcome back to the Constitution Line by Line. We're now at the Sixth Amendment. I'm Don Frazier.
I'm Paul Fabrizio, professor of political science.
And I peddle history.
Peddle?
That's right.
Whoa.
All right. So we're going to have to break the Sixth Amendment into 6 different chunks.
Just like we did the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, because these things are really laden with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, let's just dump all this stuff in here and then whatever.
And then whatever. And then
Yeah.
we'll vote on it and get it ratified and added to the document.
Okay, we ready for the first part?
What's striking me as fascinating about the Bill of Rights
Okay.
is that so much stuff in there. Just so much stuff. Yeah, I'm ready. What's the first part of this?
Let me just add this
Okay.
comment to that. There's so much stuff that we already know about, but we really don't think about. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. But where did that idea come from? Bill
Yeah,
of
and it
Rights.
wasn't in the original document
Yeah.
as explicitly as it is here. Yeah. It's implied, but there's a couple of loopholes in that original document that could really be used to deny you some of these
Yes, indeed.
rights.
Yeah, the framers thought this was important enough to be
Some
included.
of them did.
Yeah, are we
Not
ready?
all of them.
Are we ready, Don?
Yes, please, let's have it.
In all criminal prosecutions,
Spit it out.
the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial.
What's speedy?
I don't know. What
I don't
is
either.
speedy?
I mean, when I was in college, I had a ringside seat to a capital murder case.
Okay.
And that took probably 4 or 5 years
Right.
to get tried.
Right.
I was amazed at how long that took.
Okay. I want you to pay attention to the words. The accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial. What if the accused does not want a speedy trial?
Maybe that explains why some litigation takes so long.
Yeah. I go back.
What if I want a trial that takes 3 days?
Okay. Is that what you want?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I personally don't want any trials. But let's say that I'm stand accused. Could I get one done in 3 days, or will the government say, well, we can't get the necessary paperwork filed and we have to get Detective Jones in and he's on vacation in Cozumel or whatever else?
All that stuff is normal and natural, and that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Tough luck, pal.
Exactly.
It's going to be 5 days instead of 3.
There's nothing you can do about that, and it would seldom be that short.
Sure.
And it might be 6, 9 months, might be 2 years, whatever it's going to be. And that depends on the personnel. And the question is really, is it reasonable? Is it to the benefit of a defendant to have a speedy trial?
Depends on the evidence and the charges.
Think about this. If you are the defendant, the longer you wait, the greater the possibility is that the prosecution witnesses might forget their story,
Sure.
might die if they're older, might move, might be harder for the prosecution to lay out their case, to make their case.
So you drag your heels if
So
you're
you
the defense.
drag your heels, and it's not anything unreasonable. We're not talking about, just pretending you're sick for 6 months or something
Sure,
like that.
sure.
It's just there's certain processes and procedures that they have to go through. And is it really to the defendant's benefit to get it done quickly? And I can only think of one case, and we've talked about it before, the O.J. Simpson case, where the defense decided there's so much evidence here that they would put tremendous pressure on the prosecution by demanding everything be done quickly. And they had a judge who said, yeah, okay, we're going to put the pressure on the prosecution to get this done quickly. So between the arrest in that case and the trial, there was a surprisingly short amount of time.
Oh, wow.
And it was because it was a defense strategy.
I hadn't thought about length of trial as being a defense strategy.
But the longer it takes, often, the more it benefits the defendant, because the prosecution has to put together all that stuff, and that could take a very long time, and people forget, and people move on.
Sure. What about the public trial part.
In terms of how quick it goes?
Well, I'm just why do we need to have public trials? I think I know historically why.
Why do we need public trials?
Yeah.
In the end, this is a protection against government.
Absolutely.
I mean, do we really trust our government?
And do we want them passing judgment behind closed doors?
Exactly. You know, I hate to say it. Sometimes it's fun to watch public trials.
Oh, there's a whole subculture in Abilene of people that just go watch trials.
Yes.
When I first moved here, I was getting all the scandal on one of my neighbors. And I said, well, how do you know all this stuff? It says, because we would go and watch the trial every day. That was our entertainment. I'm like, who does this? Anyhow.
People do.
Yeah, people do.
And how many celebrity trials
Yeah.
do we want to pay attention to? Whether
Sure.
it's O.J. Simpson or, Gloria Vanderbilt just died recently. Back in, what was the 1930s, she was subject to a big
That's true.
public trial, the Lindbergh case.
Yep.
There's these things that just capture our attention. Public trials are fantastic because they provide the opportunity to learn about the justice system, and they're sort of celebritious. They're sort of fun in a sick sort of way.
In a sick sort of way.
But
yeah.
in the end, it's really about our protection from the government doing things behind closed doors.
We like to put it all out there in the public square.
We do. And we are now, of course, as everybody knows, we're at the point now where everything is televised.
Yeah.
And so these things will be out and broadcast, and there they are. So not only can you walk in the door and go and witness a trial, but many trials are just on TV. Isn't there a court TV?
Yeah.
I don't know if it still exists, but at one point there was a channel that just showed trials.
Wasn't Ted Bundy's trial one of the first televised trials?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Is that why he had so many people who fell in love with
Oh,
him?
yeah. Well, he was a strange sort of anti-hero celebrity. Yeah, it was very odd. But I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah. So there's a definite government concept here in the sense that we need protection from our government. So if they're going to do something, they can't do it behind closed doors. They've got to be open about it.
Can't be sneaky.
Can't be sneaky. And so it's a protection for us.
That's awesome.
And so there it is.
It's just remarkable how many protections we have.
And then the flip side of it is that the framers were that suspicious of the government that they were creating that they knew they needed these protections.
This might have been therapy.
Yeah.
Because I imagine a bunch of those guys got tried behind closed doors
By the British.
Yeah. And they were not standing for it anymore.
Yeah.
New place, new start, new country, new everything.
Here's my list of complaints against the British. Here's my remedy.
Exactly. All right, so that's our line.
That's our line.
So that's the first part of the Sixth Amendment.
Yes.
And now we're heading into the second part of the Sixth Amendment next time.